American liberals are once again forecasting doom and vowing to pack their bags and emigrate, just like they did after Trump's last victory, though as then no one actually left. Naturally, the most intense reactions have come from the very liberal world of social media, particularly on Twitter. Let's record for posterity the cosmic level of drama around the election of the 47th President of the United States, Donald Trump. Personally, I was convinced Kamala Harris would win, and even bet $20 on it. Trump's campaign, while better organized this time, still had a dated, awkward vibe. Even when Elon Musk joined the effort, his stage antics evoked more cringe than inspiration. But then a so-called game changer happened. A squirrel named Peanut. Peanut was rescued 7 years ago by an American named Mark Longo, who decided the squirrel would do better in domestic life. Longo started sharing videos with Peanut online, where the squirrel quickly became popular. Then, anonymous complaints about Peanut started pouring into the Department of Environmental Conservation. In October, officials raided Longo's home and seized the squirrel, claiming Peanut didn't have the required license for ownership. Tragically, 2 days later, the state declared Peanut euthanized, supposedly for biting an official. The internet's conservative side erupted. Elon Musk and Joe Rogan pushed Peanut as a symbol against government overreach, claiming the Democratic administration could barge into anyone's home and harm a pet over paperwork or firearm regulations. As bizarre as it sounds, this story seemed to have an impact on the election. Even left-leaning media raced to cover how conservatives united over this tragedy. Peanut became a rallying symbol, reaching even those previously apolitical. Along with this unlikely rallying point, other theories have emerged about Trump's success. In Pennsylvania, for example, the Amish unexpectedly came out to vote for him en masse, arriving at polling stations in horse-drawn carriages. Or maybe it's the woke progressives whose mere existence has driven some Democratic supporters to more conservative views. By the evening of November 5th, it was settled. Trump won the election decisively, fending off a female presidential candidate once more. But those who see his victory as the apocalypse are as vocal as ever. TikTok is flooded with tearful videos, and liberal Twitter users threaten to protest if the Orange Man won. Notorious American streamer Boogie2988 had an on-air meltdown over the election.
I can't believe Trump's actually gonna win this fucking thing! Oh, Jesus Christ! I'm so pissed off! Fuck! 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 God damn it!
And Hassan Piker, another popular streamer, announced he would move to Japan in response to Trump's victory. Seemingly unaware, Japan is far more conservative than the US. Then there are the liberal women, who are furious that more men voted for Trump than for Harris and are now planning a so-called sex boycott.
For the next 4 years, I am going to abstain from schmex with men. And funny enough, I actually just broke up with my boyfriend.
Whom exactly do they plan to boycott? Trump's core supporters, the incels, far-right nationalists, and regular conservative voters. The first group wasn't getting any attention in the dating scene anyway, so this talk doesn't affect them. The second group prefers femboys over women, and the third group typically already has a wife and 5 kids, all of whom likely support Trump too. So, ironically, the only people who'll suffer from this boycott are voters of Kamala Harris, which is a bit of a self-inflicted blow. On Reddit, the reaction to Trump's victory has been intense. Some users are even starting to realize they've been in an echo chamber. For context, many users on these subreddits have convinced themselves that Trump will create camps for LGBTQ individuals, cancel future elections, reintroduce chains for black people, and send women back to the kitchen, among other things. I don't get how anyone can wind themselves up like this. It's just a matter of stepping outside the bubble and checking other news sources from time to time. Also, people on that same subreddit started posting hotlines for those struggling to cope. But, as usual, it's likely nothing dramatic happened in real life. Here's a funny thought. The American voting system is like 2 camps voting against each other out of spite. Each party has candidates people don't really love but vote for anyway, just to prevent the other party from winning. In this setup, any support for a third party shakes things up and risks splitting votes, usually leading to a loss. But this year, something unusual happened. Some radical leftists threw their votes at a little-known Green Party instead of the Democrats. And guess what? In one district, this cost Harris a tiny percentage, which handed the victory to Trump. Sometimes life really does imitate memes. Trump also got substantial support from Latino voters, winning districts where Republicans hadn't set foot since the 19th century. The open borders crowd, who usually advocate for legalization, are now calling to deport these Latinos for voting the wrong way. Apparently, tolerance lasts only until someone votes the other way. The moment an amigo votes for the wrong candidate, Democratic hands start waving goodbye. And if someone votes for Trump, it's apparently not because they're fed up with Democratic policies, but because they must hate women, black people, LGBTQ folks, and so on. For the world, Trump's win might actually be better than another 4 years of the same. I think we all remember how the last 4 years have been, but let's be real. Trump is neither the savior of Western civilization nor an all-powerful villain. He's just a colorful, quirky older man with a fairly moderate program. He's unlikely to fulfill even a fraction of what tabloids claim, for better or worse. So, for us, this election will be memorable, mainly for the endless social media meltdowns. For that alone, thank you, Mr. President, and thank you, dear viewers.